Thanks, Brock. Have you gotten an electric bill recently? Then you know that paying to cool your house in the summer months can be a killer. And you can relate with the Hugheses who live in Bountiful.
Ooh, I found it, Mama. I did it.
Putting a puzzle together in the living room is something that used to be torture for the Hughes family. Their giant windows let in light, but they weren't efficient, and the whole house used to heat up like a furnace.
It was way hot, and we were always just dying of heat. We couldn't play in this front room area with my kids, and my husband and I at night would just lay in our beds and sweat, and it was so uncomfortable.
Now they've got a typical home, a few years old, not overly huge, so the folks at Design Comfort set it up with 3 systems. The new system works with everything that was already in their home, but by using inflatable balloons in the ductwork and thermostats in each of the 3 areas, the whole house is comfortable.
The great thing about it is it takes the cool air that's already downstairs, already there, because it's a nice cool basement, and it recirculates it through the whole system, and so we're nice and cool all the time upstairs, and it takes a lot less power.
How much less is a shocker. This was their electric bill before the system, almost $370. And a year later, after the system, it had dropped in half. And that's even with the price of electricity more than doubling. You think you're surprised? Imagine how Anna felt.
Couldn't believe it. We were so happy. It was just the best. It was so exciting, but really the money was really, really great, but the best thing was just the comfort, the level of comfort. And now my in-laws can come in the winter, and they can stay in our guest bedroom downstairs, and they can control how warm or how cold it is down there. It's really nice.
Well, Tom Talboy says with Design Comfort, they help the Hugheses save hundreds of dollars each month and be more comfortable at the same time. This is a brand new concept in thinking and the way people are doing this. Explain to me how it works, how you can take the same amount of heat or cooling that's going on in your house and cool the house more efficiently.
Well, what we're doing is we're taking your current HVAC system, your furnace and your air conditioner, and we're putting a pneumatic damper in each register of your home.
That's this right here, this sort of inflatable balloon that fits into the ductwork, right?
Exactly. And then we'll put that on a separate thermostat, and say your house is split in 2. You have a thermostat upstairs and a thermostat in the basement. And if you need heat or cooling in your basement or your upstairs, the dampers will open up. If one level is already satisfied, it'll shut the other level and just send the conditioned air to the level that you need it.
So you're seeing it right now. This is the damper opening and closing, which it does, knowing where the heat should go or where the cooling should go and how to move things around. And individual rooms can have individual thermostats. But one of the things the Hugheses did, instead of doing every single room, they were able to save a lot more just having different zones, right?
Right. A lot of people do zones. Our flagship product can do room by room, which is a great product. But a lot of people came to us and said, you know what? I don't need room by room. What can I just do a couple areas of your house? A person might have a rambler with a main floor and a basement, and their basement's always cold in the wintertime. Well, we can go ahead and we can put this system in, and it behaves like you have a second furnace in your home.
They have 3 zones. Is there any limit? You could do 2, 3, something like that?
3, 4, 5, or we can go room by room. Sky's the limit on how many zones you want to have.
The room by room is a little bit more expensive. If someone's looking at doing just a 2-zone, the price to install that, what percentage is that?
It's about 1/3 of the cost of the room by room zone would be.
And especially if you're like the Hugheses, where you're saving really like $200 a month on your cooling bill.
It can be a huge amount. And the other thing, it's comfort. A lot of people have large homes that they don't use all their rooms because in the wintertime the basement's too cold. Well, this way you can automatically have your own thermostat down there that's independently controlled, independent of your upstairs.
Yeah, and like Anna said, if it's cool in the basement, it takes the cool air out of the basement and pumps it in a different zone of the house that needs the cooling at that time, right?
Mm-hmm. And you can save a lot of money because at night, if you're not using your basement, you can let the basement set back to a very low temperature, and during the day when you finally would use it, let it come right back up.
And the Hugheses had an older home with an existing system in there. You can go in and retrofit any home, right?
It takes about a day and a half to retrofit any home, and we don't mess with any sheetrock. There's no remodeling that has to be done. The system works great.
Yeah, it's a great idea if you're interested in room by room, or this new concept, which is zonal. You could have 2 zones or so in the entire house. You could save a ton of money that way as well. If you'd like more information, Design Comfort has all the answers for you. Their website, designingcomfort.com or designcomforthome.com. You can do the room by room or the zone systems that you just heard about today. You can give them a call as well, and of course we can link you to their website through our website as well. Thanks for stopping in, Tom.
You're welcome.
We'll be back with more in Studio 5 right after this.